Hi, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Shoes Off. I'm Justine, and today we're going to talk about grief. But actually, what I want to talk about is what it's like 30 years later after a sudden loss. And it's hard to believe that it's been 30 years since my boyfriend Jim died in a car accident. What have I learned about grief? I guess I've learned a lot, and at times I feel that I'm almost an expert. Because the deep emotion that I felt 30 years ago when I was 21, I actually still feel exactly the same today at 50. How can that be? I think when you lose somebody very tragically, you spend a lifetime trying to understand that loss, trying to understand how something that existed and was so real that you believed was permanent could disappear. And I know that when Jim first passed away, I really didn't understand what was going on in my life for a very long time. I think I actually looked for him everywhere I went. I wondered, could he be here? Could he be there? Where did he go? Anyone that's experienced a shock like that can recognize, I think, and appreciate what I'm saying, that it takes a long time, maybe even 30 years, to totally understand how impermanent our lives really are. So what have I learned about grieving? I guess I've learned a couple things. That you need to really feel every emotion you feel. Let yourself experience that loss and recognize that while your life will go on, you will be changed. You will be changed in so many ways that can be positive for you, but you will never let go of the feelings you had. Not the feelings you had about the loss, but the feelings that you had about the person, the feelings you had about yourself, the feelings that you will take with you into the rest of your life. Your lens will change. You will see life differently. Grieving is a process to me, and I'm no expert, I'm no doctor, I'm not a therapist. I'm just someone that has had the opportunity to embrace my own grief. There are still days that I hear a song, I see something, I smell something, and they take me back to those moments when I was 21. And I think that that's the most wonderful thing that can happen as part of the grieving process, is that you can retain, maintain, and contain inside yourself every beautiful memory that you have of that special person that you were lucky enough to interface with and interact with and share a part of your life. 2020 has been a time of great loss for so many. And I think it is a time that we can reflect and grieve the things that we have lost. People, circumstances, jobs, relationships, places that we've enjoyed being. But in that grief, we can also find so much more of ourselves. We can connect to the things that matter. We can celebrate the memories and live in them, whether it be temporarily in imagination. But we can also learn things about how we've changed as a consequence of that loss. Grieving is not something to be afraid of. It's something that we can embrace. And after 30 years, I'm actually okay. I'm okay with the loss. I'm okay with having the wonderful memories I do. And I'm also okay with the fact that parts of me have not changed in 30 years and stay the same. I hope that during this time, as we head into New Year's and many more years, that if you are grieving, that you let yourself grieve. That you think it's okay 30 years from now to reflect upon the journey that you've taken and the journey that you're on. Your grief is now part of you, and it can be a joyous process to discovering all the things in your life that truly matter for you and for those that you love. Thank you for joining me today. We'll explore more on the topic of grief.